Hello Royalties, welcome to yet another video. My name is Hanegantete. Thank you very much for stepping by. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a platform where we do all things wellness. This is a platform where I do parent-child support. This is a platform where I help parents to build strong and resilient relationships with their children. We've been speaking on teaching kind words to our children. Please, thank you, and I'm sorry words. So on the previous video, I was speaking about explaining to your children what these words mean. When you say I'm sorry, what does that mean? When you say thank you, what does that mean? When you say I'm sorry, what does that mean? Meaning behind the words. So today on this video, I'm going to be speaking on how the other ways we can instill these values to our children of being kind to one another, of being respectful whenever they interact with their friends. They need to be respectful and mindful of how they use their words, as well as when they're interacting with their siblings at home, and as well as they are interacting with us parents at home. It is very much important for our children to know whichever good behavior that they are taught at home, it is important for them to use that behavior when they speak to their parents. And also when parents speak to them, they also deserve that kind of respect. They also deserve whatever we teach them to do, we also do it to them. I spoke about it on the first video. It is us modeling good behavior. We do not just teach our children by telling them this is right, so you must do this, you must not do this, you must not speak like this, you must speak like this. It is gonna be a futile exercise if we just speak about it. But we must move beyond speaking and practice it as parents. And also, we must be able, we look at our children whenever they interact. We must not always be far. If they interact with one another, maybe they're doing their home chores, maybe they're doing their schoolwork, you must keep an eye and an ear on them. But how do they speak to each other? Because once you lose teaching them respect as they interact with each other as siblings, then you know for sure they don't respect their friends at school. They speak whichever way, however, with their friends at school. And if we don't catch them in this moment when they are still young and teach them these skills and these behaviors, they're gonna grow up to be that adult or that teenager or that young adult who does not have respect for other adults, who does not have respect for the parents, who does not have respect for teachers at school, who does not have respect for their friends. And we will be shocked when now this behavior is caught at school, or it is caught by a neighbor or whoever where your children interact. And you will feel ashamed as a parent. Your child is showing disrespect out there, and it is always said charity begins at home. So people will say, if this child disrespects the teachers at school or disrespects adults in the streets, it goes to show this child does not respect the parents at home. And it is true. Your child cannot disrespect other people out there, but they respect you at home. That will show there's a problem there. So whatever we know to be right, let us teach our children. Even the Bible says, train your child in a way that they will use when they grow up. It is good for you to teach your children all good things as much as possible. It is their choice to use it, more especially when they are old. You have groomed them in the home, you've taught them manners, you've taught them respect, you've taught them all the kind words, you've taught them to say please, to say thank you, to say I'm sorry. You've taught them all the things that we've been speaking about on this platform. You have done your part. It is up to them when they grow up. Do they choose to be respectful adults or respectful members of the society, or they don't? You don't have control of what your child does or what your child becomes when they are outside of the environment. But for now, when they're still young, they are in our care, and it is our responsibility to teach our children respect. It is our responsibility to discipline our children. It is our duty to groom them in a way that we would want them to become and live their life when they grow up. So it is easier to teach them now when they are young, because we know if you don't teach anything when your child is young, it is more difficult when they've grown. If you don't teach them good manners now as a toddler or as a preschooler, it's gonna be difficult to try to teach them when they're teenagers. So start now. The right moment is now. As soon as you get the information, you know what's right to do as a parent, do it. Do not postpone. It is only fair for you to teach your child, even if you grow up in a home where these things were not prioritized. Maybe your parents did not teach you good manners, but now that you know good manners are important, they groom a person to become a better person. Do that to your child. Do that for your child. You owe it to your child. So it is important, the Royalties. So today I'm gonna be speaking on teaching our children to use kind words, practicing through play. When your child is a bit younger, it is easier to do this. Whilst you are playing with your child, this is where it is much easier to teach your child good manners. The first way can be a role play. You can maybe bring two dolls, and do role play with your child. Maybe your child will be the other doll, and you will be the other doll, and you are role playing. You are interacting, maybe you're speaking and your child is responding, or you can be both. You can take both roles. On the other hand, you hold this one doll, on the other hand you hold the other doll. You give them names and you say, this doll is Maggie. Maggie is playing with her friend is Mpo. So Maggie is saying this and Mpo is responding like this. You make that role play. And you make sure you miss using the words like please, thank you, and I'm sorry. And you ask your child, oh, Maggie has spoken so bad to her friend. Now her friend is sad and is crying. What do you think Maggie has done wrong? You want to see if they can realize or recognize wrong behavior or unkind words when they are used. She will say, oh, Maggie said the friend is not beautiful, or the friend's dress is not beautiful. This is why Mpo is crying. So you ask her, what can Maggie do to make her friend feel better? Uzo, the child will say, she must say I'm sorry, and she must hug her friend to show that she's sorry. You know, you must, as you do the role play, make sure there are missing spaces where you're gonna ask your child questions. Why is the friend crying? Why is this other friend, what is the other friend not doing right? Your child will say, she's not talking nice to her friend, she's not treating her friend right. Then you ask your friend, how was she supposed to treat the friend? She will tell you, she was not supposed to say her hair is not beautiful, her dress is old. You know, you want to see if your child has empathy for wrong behavior. When she sees something wrong being done to someone else, does she giggle about it? Is it an excitement for your child, or does your child able to feel empathy and say, oh no, this was wrong, this was not supposed to be done, this person was not supposed to speak like this? You want to check how are they receiving bad behavior. Okay, so the second one can be through books. You just read a story from a book, and it can be a story from a book, or it can be a story where you created it from just your mind, a random story. And you make these open spaces where there's disrespect, where there's neglect of feelings, where is no use of kind words. Excuse me. As you read the story, and then you ask your child, what is missing here? What can we remind the person in the book to say so that the friend feels better, or so that the mother or the father, it can be a story about a child and a mother and a father, but you emphasize on using kind words. And when there was a lack of using kind words, you ask your child, what was dad supposed to say? How was dad supposed to speak to the child? then she will tell you, dad was not respectful, dad was not speaking with kindness. When dad said this, it was said that's why the son ran away, or that's why the baby cried. So because you don't want to teach your children only them are accountable for doing wrong behavior or for being unkind. Also through story books or role play, also teach your children, also parents are accountable, are expected to show respect, to speak with kindness and with politeness, and to have empathy for wrongdoing. So the last one can be in the form of games. You can teach kindness to your children in a form of games where you use the kind word bingo. Maybe you can throw a chart and place it on your fridge, and you write the names of your children, and whenever you catch them doing something right using the kind word, you call them, you tell Smangele or Mpo, I heard you saying I'm sorry to your brother or to your friend as you are playing. I'm so proud of you. This is a sticker I'm putting on your name for using a kind word to your brother or to your sister or to me or to your father. So it is a kind word bingo. Whenever they have said a kind word, or they have used a kind word, there's a token of appreciation. You put a sticker on their name. It's gonna encourage your child, more especially when the kind word bingo sticker is on the fridge. Everyone sees it every day. No one can say they didn't see that. Mpo has 4 stickers this week, and so has only 1 sticker, and the brother does not have a sticker. It means the brother was not good in using kind words this week, and the other one tried maybe only once, and the other one did it 3 times. So it's gonna be more like a competition, a good competition for them, and it is also be a positive reinforcement. I want to see more stickers under my name, so I have to use kind words more often. These are the things that we just need to practice royalties. And whenever you forgot, do not be hard on yourself. Tomorrow is still coming. When you forgot today to prompt your children or to help them in using kind words, or to even use kind words to them, it's not the end of the world. Keep on trying until you get there. Raising children is just a trial and error. No parent is perfect, and we don't have perfect children. But as long as we know what is right to do and we keep on trying, we will definitely get there. Thank you very much, Royalties, for staying up to this point. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye for now.